Hello, my name is Venomous Taipan and welcome to the Venomous Taipan YouTube channel. How are you all going? Venomous Taipan here, back again once again today for episode number 14 of the Pokemon Black randomizer nuzlocke. So in the last episode, we had a couple of technical issues and a couple of other sort of issues. I've completely forgot I didn't forget, but I didn't see my screen recording for whatever reason. I don't know why. But as you see here, we got Captain Matt and Mayo Hosco to the side. Not a lot happened battling wise, which is good. I want to try and get the first death on camera of this run. So, but yeah, I'm not exactly too sure as to why it stopped recording. I usually check that throughout the videos. It doesn't get picked up on cam, but I usually do pick up on that type of stuff, and the one time I didn't check, it's the one time I decided that it didn't want to work properly. So that's unfortunate, but as I said, didn't really miss a lot. So if there's a silver lining, that would be it. So but today is going to be going through the dream yard and getting our static encounter. Can't get our encounter like in the actual grass until we get cut, which is after the first gym, which will probably be in the next episode, depending on how we track here. But we do want to get our Giftmon or static Pokemon that we get given. So hopefully it's a decent Pokemon. Hopefully something that can sort of cover our weaknesses a little bit. We do have a bit of an ice weakness, so yeah. So we've got an Electivire here, so I want to try and switch train Mayo Hosco. It did get a few levels, but I do want to try and get it more levels because obviously it's not as strong as Captain Matt, which obviously is a legendary Pokemon, so it's not going to be as strong. So that is why I have switched. Also, the type matchup's not very good, so I'm just going to Dragon Rage it. Obviously, you know, I don't want to get Dragon Rage, so I've got to be very careful, as I've mentioned several other times about this. But yeah, I just hope that I don't come across that, knock on wood. So, I mean, Zekrome's just so good. It's just one-shotting everything. Houndoom, that's just nothing. So, I mean, we're off to a good start, knock on wood. We've got another trainer here. Hopefully, alright, so what has this guy got? It's Schoolboy, I can't even see the name, and we've got a Wartortle. So there you go, something that Zekrom is Captain Matt is super effective on. So I'm going to switch out here and Thunderfang it. It should kill pretty much, it should one-shot, so that shouldn't be too much of an issue at all. And of course, just going to drop my defense. You're just wasting time. It's not like you're going to hit me one go anyway. Drop my defense and use a special move. That works. But no, so going to use Thunderfang here, and it is now gone. So yeah, so hopefully we get a decent encounter. As I said, I want to try and get rid of that ice type weakness. I think that's probably the big thing. A fighting type would be handy here, or a fire type, to be honest. But I do have a bad ice type weakness at the moment, so we'll see how it goes. And we got a Carnivine. I'm just going to Dragon Rage it. So I mean, I probably could have used Mayo Hosco for that. Decided not to. Thought it'd be better off just saving a bit of time. Because that's the thing as well, like with these shorter episodes, I want to obviously switch train, but at the same time, I want to sort of try and get through so we can get as much progress as possible. So it is a bit of a balancing act, because obviously you don't want to lose Nuzlocke. On the flip side, you don't want to, you know, have no progress. You don't want to be in a similar spot one episode to the next. So that's why, you know, especially if I believe for Zekrom's a good matchup, and I can sort of switch trade. That's probably the best way to go about this. So I'll pick up this item here. Oh, a black belt. I believe it powers up fighting type moves. So if we get a fighting type like from this static mon, I'll be so happy. Covers the ice type weakness. Give it a black belt. Yeah, boost the power of fighting type moves. So, imagine I get a Giratina. Power up the dragon and ghost type moves. That would be quite incredible. And realistically, I should actually give this to Mayo Hosko for the time being. So, powers up the Astonish and any ghost type moves that it does use. Plus its stab, same type attack bonus as well, so that's pretty good. And it looks like we're going to get an Oddish. Okay then. Don't know how to feel about this one. I mean, a grass type's always helpful. No, it's always helpful, but it doesn't really help my ice type weakness. It's one of the core typings, but it's not going to help my ice type weakness. So, and my maturity, I've called my Oddish Weed. So there you go. I don't know. You know what? Why not? That's what I think of it. But it does have an absolute amazing ability. Flash Fire means fire type moves do not affect it. Which, if you don't know, that is incredible because grass is obviously weak to fire. So that takes away one of its weaknesses. I've just got to now watch out for Psychic. Poison's fine. Bug's fine because of the poison. Flying and Ice, I believe. Psychic, Flying and Ice, I believe are the three I've got to watch out for now. So, and I mean, Psychic, I've got Mayo Hosko, and Flying, I've got Zekrom or Captain Matt. So, it's just the Ice type weakness again. But as I said, Grass type move's great to have. So, now that we've done that, we're going to battle Charon. So, another sort of important battle through this as well. I think in the other run, I can't remember specifically, but I do remember struggling. So, I do remember struggling on Charon a little bit. So, hopefully I don't struggle too much this time around. So, and I'm just doing this quiz quickly to get a free full heal. It's always good to talk to NPCs. I mean, if you're sort of like into gaming, you know, you sort of want to talk to most people because if you know where there's sort of items, because you can get free items. So, and they can be quite helpful, especially in a sort of situation like a nuzlocke. So you always sort of want to talk to people. You'll probably see that quite a lot. If I do remember if there's an item somewhere, I'll definitely try and pick that up because that's always very handy. And we start with a Porygon 2. Now, this is going to take a while because Porygon 2 is very, very bulky. It is very good at taking hits, and its reason why it's been very viable in competitive battling is because you just strap an Eviolite to this thing and it just, oh my goodness, it's just incredible. And usually it is a normal type, but as you can see, because it's used conversion, it is now a psychic type. So now ghost types are super effective. So I want to try and make the most of that while I can. And it's got a berry, of course. And now it uses conversion again. So now it's back to a normal type. So now ghost types can't actually even hit it. So now I've got to use Gust here. So the idea is try and get Mayo Hosko a few levels. I'll try and get Weed up a few levels as well. As I said, a good grass type. And it does get some really good helpful status moves later on, which I think is the main reason what I want to use it for. Poison Powder, Stun Spore, Sleep Powder. I mean, I'm not going to be able to keep them all because you're only allowed 4 moves, obviously. But it would be definitely good to definitely get at least a couple of those statuses. So I'm going to send in Weed here. It is level 11. It's an Uxie now. It is a Psychic type, so I'm switching straight out here. Just want to get some levels in because it is Uxie is a, well, legendary Pokemon. It is. It's technically considered a mythical. There's a slight difference. I mean, it's pretty much a legendary Pokemon, so it should be good some EXP gain if I can beat it, which I should be able to astonish it to death here. And it shouldn't be too much of an issue. The only problem I think is it might have rest, so it might take a while if it rests up. And if you don't know what rest is, essentially it goes to sleep for 2 turns, but it heals the Pokemon to full. so it can stall out quite a bit and be quite annoying. But thank goodness it doesn't use rest here. There you go. So Charon was easily defeated there, so not too much of an issue. Mayos go to level 15, not an issue there either. Weed to level 12, and so getting some levels there. And the idea is just to try and get everybody around a similar level. And see, there you go, some Oran berries as well. Who doesn't like free stuff, honestly? Comment down below whether you like free stuff. There you go. Who likes free stuff? Put that down in the comments below. Because if you do, you obviously get a Pokemon named after you as well. So, you know, always good to sort of comment down below and support the channel. So yeah, as I said, obviously will be a bit of a delay, but you know what, it'll be good. And you could be the next Pokemon that could lead us through to beating the champion N. Which is something else that I did forget to mention in the first episode, is that originally I was planning to go to Alder, but since I have lost, I think N might be a good stopping point. Because Black's very weird game where you sort of end the game by not really beating the actual champion. Like, technically you do, technically it's not. It's very weird, honestly. So I don't know why it was the case. I would have much rather beaten N than Alder, because, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, so that's sort of what happens at the end of the game. But, so yeah, I think that might be a good stopping point, because to beat Alder, you've got to go through, like, all the Elite Four again, as well. And also the levels, I think, from memory, about 20 levels higher than what N's are. So it is quite a lot of work, and would be quite a lot of grinding too, to be fair. So it was something I was probably thinking about the first run, but since we lost the first run, I don't know whether it's the great idea and try and move on to something else once we've completed this run. So now we've got a Beldum here, and this is pretty good because I think it does give out pretty good experience points. And on top of that, it can't touch me because it only knows takedown until it evolves into a Metang at level 20. So this is just free XP at this point. It can't touch me. I'm not super effective against it. I think Gen 6 later, where still loses some of its resistances. But, I mean, it can't touch me at all. So this is pretty much just a free win. Not stressing here at all. So we grow a level there. We've beaten a trainer. And that is where I believe we are going to leave it for this episode. The next episode, we're going to take on the first gym and head on to Route 3 to get our next encounter, as well as clear out the Dream Yard. But until then, I'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.